Hi everyone, my name is Anna Rohal and this is my second book critique. My feature text for this week is Piecing Me Together by Renee Watson. It has won the Coretta Scott King Award and a Newbery Honor Award. Its genre is realistic fiction and its reading level is for ages 9 through 14. To summarize this story, this book is written from the perspective of Jade, a young black girl living her everyday life. It follows her struggles and how she learns to be more active in bringing about change in her life and the lives of others. This book recounts Jade's experiences with the various aspects of systematic and societal racism. Jade's story also shows her perspective on the economic lifestyles of the people around her. With the images, we have one image of an art gallery because Jade is very passionate about art and making collages. And a big part of the story is when they create an art gallery. And Jade, throughout the story, the book teaches you words in Spanish at the beginning of every chapter as Jade herself learns Spanish. I chose to focus on this text because it really addresses many issues that people of color face in American society. This is an issue that we as Americans are still facing today. Many students have most likely faced some form of racism in their lives, so it's important to address these issues in a safe environment such as the classroom. The Black Lives Matter movement is a very good example of this, that this is an active movement that's going on, and it's best to inform the students of this movement and of the problems with racism in our society so that they can be more easily addressed. So I have two lesson ideas for the 7th grade level, one for language arts and one for fine arts. For the language arts lesson, we're going to have the students create a discussion about character development, have an open lesson about how Jade changed throughout the course of the story, and then explore the character development of a character of their choice. For the fine arts lesson, we will research different artists who utilize the method of making collages, just like Jade in the story, and then we hope to collaborate with the school art teachers so that the students are able to create their own collages. So to go into a bit more detail about the fine arts lesson, we have the standards on the left there, and as for the procedure, we give the students a day or two to research and record their findings on an artist who specialized in making collages. And we have them share their artist with the class, along with a few examples of the artist's works. Then we collaborate with the art teacher of the school to allow the students to create their own collages that will even be displayed in the classroom or even hung out in the hallway once they're finished. As for the language arts lesson idea, the lesson involves reading the story together and discussing Jade's story arc as it happens throughout the story and the author's reasons behind making that arc. And then later implement a writing assignment using this website called Basecamp, which allows you to keep track of due dates and among other things, which we'll address in a bit. So on Basecamp, you can create different documents and even link documents that were created in Google Docs onto the main hub page that allows the students to be able to access them. You can post notes directly beneath these documents, either as words of encouragement, compliments. You can create a discussion beneath it that can discuss criticisms, and this can also be the great place to discuss the differences between people's different characters and what they've researched and compare them. The minimum requirement could be 2 or 3 other people's papers that the students are required to comment on, which could be a good activity for after writing the paper. You can create a schedule for when the different parts of the paper are due, like here's when you need to have your rough draft done, here's when you need to have your final done, here's when you need to have your character chosen, using the calendar application in Basecamp. Finally, you can even have the rubric as a checklist in Basecamp. I'll just give you a quick run through of the other books I reviewed this week. We have A Long Walk to Water, which addresses problems people in third world countries deal with. A Tale of Despero, which is a great way to go over new vocabulary. The Tiger Rising, which can be a good way to address grief after the loss of a loved one. Rosie Revere Engineer, which is a great way to show young children that making mistakes is okay. Westlandia is about could be a good way to address individuality. Panda Whispers is a good book to use to discuss and speculate about different animals and how they live. And Heatwave can be used to teach young children to make the most out of a seemingly poor circumstance. Thank you for watching.